Hello and good day, guys. My name is Kingsley, and welcome to today's episode on introduction to breakout. So today we are going to cover breakout and how you can possibly get into the market before we breaks a particular resistance, or how you can take your profit before we breaks down a support. Because whenever we talk about breakout, we are talking about when the market is facing a resistance, and when the market is facing a support. So we are going to be making use of BTC USD, and okay, we have our chart here, and we are on 1 hour time frame. As you can see, we are on 1 hour time frame. So we are definitely going to look for where a breakout occurred. Okay, so somewhere around there we look for a breakout. Okay, so if you noticed, we've been facing a 9-1 as a resistance for so long here. We've been facing 9-1 as a resistance for so long. We tested here as a resistance, and we finally broke out here. So it's simply to say that this line is a resistance level. So what actually happened was that after we retested it here and came down here, we managed to build what we call a rising wedge. So in a rising wedge, we can get a breakout. We can say there's a build up. We can also call it a build up. We can also call this a build up or a rising wedge. So what actually happened there, when you get a build up in a resistance area, there's a high probability that it's going to break out from that resistance. So this is what actually happened, and before we got that breakout, what formed here was what we call inverted hammer. We got an inverted hammer here, though not really looking like one, but we can just spot it as an inverted hammer because though it actually closed green, we can simply say that this market is bullish. So what happened, we enter the market at this zone. We are going to enter the market at this zone or somewhere around here. Yeah, so around 9,000, 9,001, and we got the breakout to 9,003. so if I'm you, I'm definitely going to be selling at this 9,003. Sell at this 9,003, and we are going to look for a breakdown. But if you noticed, after we got a breakout, we had a retest. This is what we call a retest because of this candle. So we had a retest, and after that retest, we rallied up. And in my own understanding, if you bought here, if you bought on this breakout and sold there, and you saw this retest with a green hammer, so let's see, it's actually a green hammer here. So if you, what we said about hammer is they appear doing a bearish trend and forms a reversal to uptrend. So if you noticed it, we had a bearish trend and this hammer formed before we continued going up. So two things happened here: a retest to the previous breakout. Remember, this 9,091 was a resistance before we broke out here, and we retested it, and we said in our support and resistance video that once a resistance is broken, the previous resistance becomes a support. Once a resistance is broken, the previous resistance becomes a support. So at this point, this becomes our support. That is why we had a retest and bounce back, and from bouncing back we got a hammer. From bouncing back we got a hammer here. This is what we call hammer. So we got this hammer, and it should tell you that we are bullish. So if I'm you as a trader, I will enter the market here on seeing that this hammer just closed on completion of this hammer in the 1 hour time frame. On completion of this hammer in the 1 hour time frame, I will enter the market around 9,150, and I can hold this coin. So you noticed we got here, that's a retest, and retest means that up we go. So what happened after this retest? We had a little build up. This is what we call build up as well. This is what we call build up. We had a little build up, and before we rallied up to $10,000. So this is what we call breakout from resistance level, breakout and a retest. Now I'm going to talk about breakdown from a support level. So we are going to talk about it. We are here 9,695 region is actually a support level. Here is also a support level. Here is also a support level, 9798. And if you noticed, we touched it many times but didn't break. We finally got broken around here, and we had a retest. Now we've broken this support. We had a retest here. This is a retest. We had a retest there, and we got rejected. Now the resistance now got rejected, and once the resistance got rejected, if you are still holding it, if you are still holding this market because you bought from somewhere around here and you held till this place and this place got rejected, you need to sell your coin around here, because the next thing we are seeing is a dump. That is a retest. We had a retest, and when you draw it, a retest to the previous support, which turns out to be a resistance. So we retested it and it didn't go. So next thing is a dump, and as a good analyst you should expect one, and we definitely got one down to this place. You get? I don't know if it's clear. I don't know if it's clear or not. But this is what we call breakout from a support, breakdown from a support, and a breakout from a resistance. But if the video is still not clear, you can ask your questions on the comment section. Thank you for your time.